Hi everybody, welcome to the third edition of the Active and Tech newsletter. Today I'm going to go over some different stretches and exercises we can do with just our body weight for the hips, and I'm going to go all around the whole hip. So as you know, when you're sitting on your computer all day, your hip flexors are in a shortened position and we don't use them, so they get shorter and weaker over time. Same with our hamstrings and a lot of other muscles in our body from sitting. So we're going to get up here and I'm going to show you a few different exercises really quick, a few different stretches that kind of encompass the whole hip region. So for the first one, I like to do the butterfly for the groin. We're going to do some butterflies. It's just kind of simple and easy. You can either hold it statically, or see, I am not flexible in this position. So if you sit up against a wall or something, then you can use your hands. I like to kind of use my hands to gently push down on my legs, and I also like to push up with my knees. So that kind of strengthens my groin muscles in that stretch position. And I found that when I strengthen muscles in their kind of end range of motion, I'm able to keep my flexibility that I've earned more easily. So that's one for the groin. So now we'll move here. We have the hip flexors. For the hip flexors, I just like to do this this hip flexor stretch. I like to tighten my butt, and I kind of like oscillate in and out of the bottom position and while flexing my glute, and I have to put pressure on the floor through the ball of my foot, and that helps strengthen my hip flexor in this end position. So now on to the outside. So this stretch will kind of work the gluteus medius and the surrounding muscles there. So for this, all I do is I'm on my knee and I kind of go over, so I'm getting this angle on my hip right here, and I just move back and forth like this and kind of search for places that feel tight, and at the same time I'm kind of pushing the outside of my knee into the ground, once again strengthening and stretching my outer glute muscles right here. I'm going to show one more angle on the outer glute stretch. So this is it from the side. I shift my body over here and I go back and forth, kind of searching for areas that seem tighter than others and kind of hanging out in that position, all while pushing my knee straight down into the floor. And then last but not least, I like this stretch for the back of the glutes, the piriformis. So to do this exercise, you can lay on the floor and you put your leg over your knee. You go in between your leg and the outside, and you grab your knee and you pull towards yourself. And if you want, you can also push with your ankle against this leg out, and that strengthens the glute muscle as well. That's the outer glute, but more around the backside. And then I do like to strengthen and stretch my hamstrings. I'm not flexible here, but I like the elephant walk. Usually I use, so if you're really not flexible, you can start something like here. This is too high. And so this is called the elephant walk. I go down with both knees and I straighten one all the way. And I really flex my quad at the top here. And so over time, if you have mats, you can get down lower and lower and continue to do this elephant walk. I like that. So for the last thing I quickly want to show you for your hamstrings is the Romanian deadlift. I'm going to do this with just my body weight, but you can eventually add weight if you want to. So what I do is keeping my legs relatively straight. They can have a tiny bend in them. I'm just going to bend over like this with a flat back, and then I just come back up. So you can do this. You can do this with bands. If you wrap a band around yourself, you can do this. Or if you have dumbbells, you can add some weight. I really like to go as low as I can and let myself really feel that stretched position, and then flex my way out of it using my glutes and my hamstring. So that's just a few simple stretches and exercises you can do to increase flexibility, mobility, strength all around the hips, to kind of undo some of the sitting that we do all day.